Have you had enough of the 9 to 5? You are tired of that corporate hustle, that everyday grind, the commuting, whatever it is, and you know it's time to leave your job and pursue your side hustles full time. If that's you, like it's me, I'm going to give you 5 tips to do it the right way. If you're enjoying my content, please like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I make a new video, which is every day. I'll be right back with you. YouTube, it is your girl, The Real Teddy Talks, educating you daily on entrepreneurship, your hustle and your grind, and building generational wealth. And I have now dubbed myself the Exit Strategy Specialist. I am here to help you build your business, start your entrepreneurship journey, and leave your traditional 9 to 5. I say 9 to 5. I hope that's a phrase people still use. It's more like 8 to 5 or 7 to 5 for me normally. But whatever it is for you, if you're ready to leave that corporate job and pursue your side hustle or hustles full time, I'm your girl. Today I'm going to give you 5 smart ways to leave your main traditional job for your side hustles. The very first thing you need to do is set a timeline and stick to it. My main website is the 365-Day Exit Strategy, and on there I give you some tips and I help you along that journey. It gives you a year to plan your exit. For some people that's too long, others it's too short. Whatever your thing is, for me a year is perfect. I have set my timeline and that gives me a full year to plot, plan, set up my strategy, set up all of my side hustles, start making that income. So when I get about 8 or 9 months in, it's running full swing. And all I have to do is stretch out those last 3 months to tolerate my corporate job. And who knows, maybe you can pull chalks early and get out of there earlier. But a year, I think, is a great amount of time to switch your side hustles depending on where you are in that journey. 6 months is probably the least amount of time if you're starting from ground zero and working your way up. But whatever you do, set a timeline like your life depends on it and stick to it. That will force you to make the hard decisions. That will force you to budget. That will force you to do what you need to do so that you can get out of that thing to which you hate and move on to something that is better for you and brings you life. The second step to leaving your traditional job for your side hustles is have a viable plan. Whatever the thing it is you want to leave for, make sure it's viable. Make sure that there is customers that exist. Make sure those customers are willing to spend money. And if you're not trying to make money, I don't understand what you're doing. If you're trying to save the world, then I don't know how you're going to leave a job to which you have income to something that you're not going to make any income. If you're starting a nonprofit, I have a video about this, you still need to make money. You still need to get money. You still need to be revenue needs to come into your organization. So you will still be making money. You need to figure out how you're going to do that. It needs to be viable. If you don't have customers and paying customers and something to sell them that they are going to buy, then you're going to have a tough time. So do your market analysis, do your market research, go through those steps, and then that'll help inform your timeline and keep you moving along your journey. The third step to leaving your traditional 9 to 5 for your side hustles is to set your financial strategy. Money comes up often. I think it comes up in every single video I do. This one's no different. You need to have a financial picture of what you can do. I know when I was in the military and I was switching from enlisted to get my commission, and I knew that I would be on a reduced income for about 4 years. So that whole year previous that I found out that I got accepted in that program, I saved every single dime I could. I knew that I was going to be going to school full time, and I knew that I was going to be living off of a stipend, and I knew I did not want to find another job. I didn't want a part-time job. So I saved, and I budgeted when I got out of the military to go to school full time. I lived in a very tiny apartment, a nice apartment in Atlanta, Georgia, but it was tiny, and I just lived on the bare bones, and I was successful doing that. So you need to start planning that financial picture, and you need to start prepping in your mind and in reality how you're going to get through it. If you're older like me and you have family, you have kids, you have people you're taking care of, you need to factor that in to your decision making and into your budget. But you can make it happen. I think once you've given yourself that timeline, it forces you to do what you need to do. You can do it. Just plan well and execute, and you'll be just fine. The fourth step that you need to be aware of and do when you are leaving your traditional job for your side hustles is be aware of the pitfalls of entrepreneurship. It is not glamorous. Most of it is not glamorous. It's like that iceberg picture where you see the tip of the iceberg and people are like, wow, how did you get here? How did you do it? That's after the months and sometimes years of blood, sweat, and tears and time and late nights and strategy sessions and bloodshot eyes and days where you wanted to give up and times you're making YouTube videos and you feel like you're talking to an empty room day after day after day after day after day. The subscribers aren't coming. The money isn't coming. Or it's coming and then it falls off and you don't know what happened, you don't know what you did. YouTube changes algorithm, Amazon changes algorithm, Instagram changes. Whatever the thing is, you have to ride that wave. So be aware that it's not going to be a walk in the park. It's not going to be easy. It will have a lot of hard days. There'll be people around you that are rooting you on and then questioning what the heck you're doing the next moment. But you have to get through that. But know what you're getting into. Think about it. Talk about it with the people closest to you and make sure that you all are on the same page and you all have the same goals so that you can go forth and flourish. And the fifth and final tip I'm going to give you about leaving your traditional job is use your network. Leverage the hell out of that thing. If you have people that are around you that generally want the best for you, people you've worked with for a long time, people that are in your industry, people that are rooting for you, start dropping little seeds, planting them, and hope they grow. Let them know that you're trying to get into something else. Ask them, are there any opportunities in X, Y, and Z? These are contracting opportunities to use them as a client, opportunities where they can recommend you to a future client, lead generation. Your network is everything. If you have a whole bunch of duds around you and you can't use those people, you've been wasting your time. You need to find people that are going to have your best interest in your back, and they're going to let you know when an opportunity presents itself. And worst case scenario, you'll have kind of that lead, like you have that line in the water, so that if your entrepreneurial venture does not work out, you can pull yourself back into that 9 to 5. God forbid, but that's a backup to the backup to the backup plan. But you can use your network to build your team. You can hire from it. You are not the only person with this idea. And I'm going to tell you one thing that nobody wants to say. Most people don't have the courage to leave their corporate job for their side hustle. Most people don't have the courage to leave their corporate job for anything. So they're envious of you, and not in a green kind of way, but in a rooting for you along the way kind of way. So if you let them know your plan, they're probably going to try to help you do it because they wish that they had the courage that you did. So leverage the hell out of your network, use them and use them often, and hopefully they will help you reach your goals. Invest in yourself just 1% a day. Reach your exponential greatness by planning, budgeting, using your network, finding a viable option, and understanding what it means to run a business as an entrepreneur. And you will reach your exponential greatness and have phenomenal results at the end of whatever timeline you set for yourself. This is The Real Teddy Talks, your exit strategy specialist, signing off.